everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Handmade by Ying with Donna. Today is October the 15th, and we're back yet for another segment, little story clips of breast cancer awareness and how others have found their diagnosis or has been checked. So we wanted to thank you. We're halfway through the month, starting with this video, for all of your love and support. We've had several ladies reach out and one gentleman that did get checked because of our videos. And to us, if one person, it helps them, all of these videos have been worth it, and all of your love and support. So on behalf of Joe and I, we greatly appreciate you taking the time to watch our videos. So with that being said, I'm going to skip into the next one, and I'll get Buttercup down, and off we go. So this story is about a woman named Stephanie. She gave me permission to use this in helping others with their terms of their illness. As a hospice nurse, she was a person with a lot of patients, and she relied on all of her patients to keep gaining her strength as she was going through. But one day in 2015, she woke up from her nap and to a phone call that she was not really ready for. It was one that put her on the other side from being a nurse to being a patient. The woman on the other end of the phone said to her, "I'm sorry to tell you, but you now have breast cancer." And I said, "Can I call you tomorrow so we can discuss this? You interrupted my nap." Now, what do you do with that? The news was just too much at the moment for her to even fathom. And all she could do was wanted to go back to bed and pretend that it was all just a bad dream. But once her husband came home and they talked, reality began to set in. Together, they went into the hospital for weeks of scans and many tests, and she learned that she had cancer that had spread into her bones. Stephanie received the diagnosis of stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, or MBC as it's called now. I felt completely blindsided. I know my body well. I didn't feel anything. I regularly did my self breast exams and went for my regular screenings, and I have no family history. However, she didn't let this stop her from moving forward with her life, and she went through all of the treatments while still caring for her patients. She had a bilateral mastectomy and went through chemotherapy, all while working 7 days on and 7 days off as a hospice nurse. Being an advocate for her treatment was especially important to her. She made sure she found the doctors who she connected with and that inspired her to fight this fight. My doctors were truly amazing because they knew who I was in person. They answered all of my questions and gave me that positive attitude which gives hope to anyone going through this battle. She was so grateful to have a job that allowed her to take her time off when she needed to recover from each round of treatment. She balanced treatment with work, although it was not easy, and her journey is different from many others, not only because of the side effects, but she was also treating people who were near and dear in her life. She remembers moving conversations that led her to tears. One day she told me that she knew a secret about me, one of her patients, that I had the same disease that she had. She said that she was dying, but that she was praying every day that I could live so that I could be here to serve others. I told her that God put that time stamp on her, not me. Moments like these, as well as support from her family and her grandchildren, kept this woman in her fight. This lady has saw the dark side as well as walked people through the light. Eventually, she found that there was breast cancer support groups for living beyond breast cancer, and the positive outcome is what comes from within. More importantly, I learned that I was not the only African American woman who had this. In my mind, and in books, I read that that's the only ones were pretty much obsolete. We were not going to get it. She was an advocate, especially for women of color, and she pushed and enticed many women to go get checked. The moral of my story is pretty simple. Positive attitude, God, support family, friends, my medical team, and most of all, I trust and prayed and played together for my life to be more important, that I could change one person. I'm here today. So, as this letter was submitted, she was diagnosed in 2015. Here we are now, 9 years later. She's actively working. She'll always have it. It's stage 4. But it's the positive outlook. Just because you get a grim diagnosis doesn't mean it's the end. It just means you have a long way to go and a big battle. So thank you for joining me back today for this segment, and I'll see you back tomorrow for another. Thank you, guys. Take care. God bless you, and stay safe out there. Get checked.